week has been amazing. By the way, my name's Stephanie Person, and yeah, there's a lot of layers behind this onion. Welcome to my channel. Uh, for those who've been following me, I've been like, people understand my journey of going from California, from Los Angeles to Tennessee, buying 10-acre raw land with nothing on it except for an old busted RV shelter that needs repair, but nothing else. And today I got my pole barn done. Well, it's going to be completed with walls, but the pole barn was finished by the Amish. And I've been talking to good old Henry, who's about 37 years old. Like, I got to drive over to his house. I got to, like, talk to him. I feel like I'm, you know, on Little House on the Prairie. I got to go back to the 18th century and talk to this Amish guy and, you know, or kind of coordinate the weather compared to like when we can get this done, and they don't use phones and all of this. For those who've been following me, I also got my fence finished. Yes, 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 yes. I know I'm a total dork. Relax. I'm aware of it. Got my fence finished, and I did half of it myself. On the internet, I was telling people, you know, hey, if anybody wants to donate. I was trying to get builders to come and do the fence. I tried to get the Amish. They don't build fences anymore. And you go and you buy 10 acres, but you can't afford $36,000 to fence, to pay a company to fence the whole land. So I was trying to get donations or trying to hire somebody to do it on the cheap. And someone told me about a year ago, when you have fencing, you're probably just going to have to do it yourself. Which I didn't do it all myself, but half of the time I was doing it on myself, by myself. So it was about 6 different days. So 3 of those days I did just me. And I have a lot of trees, so I was able to use a lot of the trees as posts rather than hammering, oh my god, digging those posts, the hole with post hole diggers, 2 feet each post with, I don't know, I ended up using something like 60, 80 trees. It's exhausting. It's exhausting enough to drive in the T-post to make wired fencing anyway. Yes, people, I got my fencing finally done, and I have the pole barn done for the horses, and the guy who is going to clear up all of the brush and the scrub and the thicket and the nastiness. And he found out that I am a nutritional coach, and he's like, well, let's work a deal. So he's going to go and clear off the rest of these damn 10 acres so it'll look beautiful. And then I've got to just start saving for my house build, which I'm going to do about a 1,600 foot 2-level loft house. I'm going to do a barn dominium, so I'm going to save at least 80K or 100K just by doing that to build a house. So I've been documenting it all. When I get time to edit it, I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. But the point of this video is that I want everybody to wake the frack up. I keep having consultations and talking to people about what state of mind they're in, or just the difficulties that they think that they are perceiving in life. What I did to go from California to stop in Texas for a year and a half, and the only reason why I was there for a year and a half is because I couldn't get out, right? I had nowhere to take my big boy without, and I'm not digressing. I rescued a horse. I'm not moving my horse back to a prison cell. I needed to find a place for me and my big boy. where we both could be happy, and that would be my own land. I needed transportation, and I needed to find a little mini herd so he wouldn't be alone, because my horse cannot be alone. He would lose his mind. And so I just couldn't leave. So I was having such a terrible experience, and I'll talk about it. But I ended up having to stay, and a lot of you who followed my journey watched a lot of the things that happened. And I mean, some really bad things happened, and the love of my life, my horse, almost died, and I had no one to help me. I had nowhere to go. It was nuts. Like, literally had nowhere to go. Like, no place, no roof over my head, nowhere to put my horse. I mean, it was really difficult. And I was crying every day. I didn't know what to do. I needed to get out of here. I don't know where to go. And long story short, a year and a half later, I ended up finding the most amazing place in Tennessee that I could afford, but I couldn't afford a house on the land. Like, you want the land for the horses, but I couldn't afford the land and the house. So we just got the land. And I moved on this land, and I bought this RV that I live in now, on Craigslist at a reduced price. I moved to raw land. I still have no water. So I get my water from a friggin' RV hose that's connected to the man who sold me the property, because his house has a well. And so I get my water from a hose. I have no septic tank. We had to take a 5-gallon container, drill holes in it, put pea gravel on the bottom, post hole dig a big hole, put my septic tube in that, which I just unhooked it to see how much of my own stool was in the bucket, and there was only that much. So essentially the stool is leaching out through the holes into the earth, so like probably about 3 feet down. And a lot of people will do this temporary septic. You're not supposed to, but you can when you're in the county limits. And yeah, there are so many things that I've had to sacrifice, and I want you guys to wake up. I have consultations where people don't quit their job, they don't exercise, they have severe autoimmunity, but they won't eat liver, for example. And we're living in crazy ass times. You don't know how fortunate you are when you're living in a first world economy country. Even though it's going down the frickin' toilet, we are still so fortunate on levels I can't express. We have choices. Jobs, your body, your stress, your chemical exposure, your knowledge. I am, and people have told me not to say this, I'm a high school graduate. That's it. I have the desire to learn my body, my health, my living, my self-value, my ability to learn and see things. This is all a gift that we're all given, and we have choices. Most people are afraid to make these choices. This past week of consultations was kind of getting to me, because people kept saying, it's so hard to quit coffee. Oh my God. This woman I had a consultation with, she said, oh, it really kind of bothers me that you kind of call out the other gurus. I'm like, well, I don't mention them by name. She's like, but still, like, you've said that they're idiots. And I said, no. She goes, and when I was a kid, I was called idiot. And I said, listen, people out there are suffering and struggling with their self-identity and their health. I'm only going to be Stephanie one time. And why would I waste one single day on not squeezing every freaking drop out of life and experiencing life to its fullest? With struggle, with pain, you have joy. You have to go through difficulties in life to then understand how fortunate we all are that live like this. No matter how much you hate your job, no matter how difficult the relationships are, no matter how difficult the self-perception of your own body is, we're so friggin' lucky. We have the ability to self-govern. You guys are forgetting that. You choose the reality, like when people are like choosing what screensaver to put on their phone. You have the choice to design the reality that you want to live in. Most people live in the past. They get upset, or habits that they've created have all been something from the past. You have to be in the present moment. I had a friend today who's in Florida say like, it's like 85 degrees in Florida right now. I go, I don't care. Because I'm free. And nothing can beat that. Nothing. Today I had the Amish come. You're not really supposed to film them, so I had to sneak a couple videos. I posted it on my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic. And Henry, he brought his crew. The builders, his crew were his children. Little kids, like little ass kids, like probably, if I were to guess, I know his oldest is 12. So the other three were probably 9, 10, and 11. And boy, did he have them boys working. Cutest kids ever. They're so cute. And they were measuring things, and here I have this Milwaukee friggin' set of tools and drills and like different types of saws, and they had like your normal hand saw, and they were like measuring and sawing that friggin' wood piece off and using this wind up like old drill that's not electric to get the screws in. And the oldest son, he's like, literally, it was like one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen. Like this 12-year-old up on the roof that they built on the pole barn, and the son was like being a perfectionist like his dad. And somebody commented on my Facebook, child labor laws much? And I was like, are you stupid? Like, what's wrong with you? These kids are learning the lessons, these boys that are learning how to be young, strong, capable men. They're learning this through their dad, who's like 37, right? This young guy himself. And Henry is super cool. Like, the kids are cool, Henry's cool, and they're just learning. And I was like, that's his crew, a bunch of little kids. And they were like this. They had already learned so much because Henry's the main builder, the Amish guys in that area. And so they're like so cool and explaining, because I was like, do you guys need my help? And they're like, no, but you could do this or you could do that. And like the little kids were like telling me what to do. They're like, okay, you need to do this. And I was like, oh, okay. With confidence. And you can give a man a fish and he can eat for a day. Or you can teach a man how to fish and he can eat for a lifetime. And these children are always going to be okay. These children are going to grow into men who are strong, intelligent, and capable because Henry is the best builder out of all these thousands of Amish. So not only are they Amish, but they got the coolest dad of all time. It's such a beautiful thing. And I was like, this is how my mama grew up. My mama is from a family of 10. And every kid helped on the farm. Right? Because my grandfather had a farm and he had a bunch of kids to mine and take care of the farm. That's what they did. And I am my mother's daughter. I'm strong and I'm capable because my mom is strong and capable. Because she grew up in that era. My mom was born in 1943. I was born in 1967. And I've learned so much moving from the city to the country. And I want to inspire you guys to take control of your lives and wake the flock up because you guys are sleeping. This complaining about the dumbest things that don't mean anything in the spectrum of time. It's not to put anybody down. It is to call out life for what it really and truly is. We're living in the May, and I have to split up the words, tricks. And you guys are eating plastic food, living plastic lives. And I have it in me too, and I'm trying to detox from this reality. My life has changed so much, and it just makes you stronger. And I wanted to remind you guys of that. Stop being obsessed with weight loss. Be concerned about your health. I had a live stream on my course group today, and this young woman, she's super sweet, 25 years old, and she was like, I feel like I've gone up in weight. And I was like, well, how much do you weigh? She said 115 pounds. I was like, okay, you're 115? And I said, how tall are you? She's like, 5'2". I'm like, well, I'm just a little taller than that, and I weigh, 124, 125. I was like, so your ideal weight is like 104, 107? She's like, why? I said. She goes, I want a smaller waist. I said, are you exercising? She goes, no. I got a boyfriend and I'm busy. And I was like, girl, your carrot, right? The thing at the end of the string that is motivating you is the wrong shite. Put something else on the end of that string and as your carrot. Don't put a tiny waist. And I said, you're only 25 when you're my age at 55, soon to be 56. You're going to look horrible with all that dieting and that under eating. And she was like, and that's what I wanted you guys to realize, that the Amish came today. They were my inspiration. I'm so tired of the whole skin color nonsense. Even though there is racism and even though there is the isms, we need to learn from each other because we are all human beings. We're forgetting that. My friend said to me on the phone from California, I hate country music. And I used to hate country music too. If somebody played it, I wanted to throw up. Doesn't bother me anymore. In fact, there are some songs that I like, especially bluegrass. Somebody said, "Oh, is there diversity in the small town you're in?" I said, "I don't care." What do you mean you don't care? I don't give a crap. I lived in a diverse city where nobody helped me. Like, there was no neighborly thing. I didn't know my neighbors. I was just ground walking thunder across the street. And the neighbor across the street said, if there's a tornado, which is never come to this area, but if there was some kind of an emergency and you needed safety, honey, you knock on our door. I was like, oh, thank you. He was like, I'm not kidding. This is a family. This is a white family. Yeah. The man who sold me my property is my neighbor. He's always checking in on me. The man down the street told me that I could ride his land because he's got 60 acres, right? I only have 10. He has 60. 60 acres, so I could take thunder there. Everybody is so kind to me. That wasn't happening in Los Angeles, where there was diversity. Because people are distracted by the thing I'm talking on. I want you guys to wake up. We live on a beautiful planet. Can I talk? Planet. If you guys would just realize it. It is not hard to eat liver. Everything starts in your perception of reality. Stop living in the past. Create new synapses. And you're going to defeat your leaky gut, your histamine, your ability to regulate your blood sugar, get off your high blood pressure medication. You're going to be able to deal with that gallbladder and your sleepless nights and your hot flashes and, you know, your headaches and your migraines and your back pain and your sciatica and your thyroid and your weight issue and your cellulite and your menopausal with your low testosterone and you don't have a sex drive anymore and the vagina is all dried up and men with their low testosterone. All of that, and I mean all of that, can get fixed if you change this. I didn't really know what I was going to talk about. I just knew I wanted to talk. I just knew that this day was so inspiring, watching these little kids with their dad. I wish I had that growing up. That would have been just the most amazing experience ever. Parents, get your kids away from the computer. If you all could just see the love with the family that I saw today and how capable and smart these young boys were, you would be just as impressed as I am. It made me feel proud of my ability to want to evolve and go from the Hollywood girl, so fabulous, oh my god, to doing physical achievements and learning things, right? Learning things that I've never learned before. It's pretty cool. All right. Get on your electrolytes. Find what foods are triggering your body. Learn your existing health. Know your liver enzyme, the AST/ALT. Take your health in your own. Be your own advocate and take your health in your own control. It's your body. Follow circadian rhythm. Get enough of that vitamin D in. Get your ass outside and get some sun. Or get a vitamin D3 lamp. Get rid of the coffee, my people. Stop falling off the wagon. This is the only body you have. You only have it once. Enjoy it. Energy! 55 going on 56. And I've got my fence and my barn and soon my home. I'll be running a challenge soon. I'm working on this challenge. It's going to work like a course. It's going to be the best one out there because I'll be working my ass on it for y'all. You always have to maximize life to the very fullest and not half-ass anything. It's pretty cool. Rotate your foods. Stop eating too much protein. Balance your fats. And get on the organ means. And then get outside. And get dirty. And freaking use and move this wonderful body we were given. And stop focusing on the outside, because if you're beautiful inside, you're gonna be beautiful outside. If you guys are looking for a consultation, you can sign up for one at stephanieperson.com. Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook is Stephanie the Business Person. Comment below. Share this content. Let's learn how to come together and love each other and stop trying to make life easy, because you can't have joy unless you have pain. That's it. Love this life. So friggin' cool. I love, love, love it. I'm out. Peace.